mid 60s by Sunday. Lower 60s take us into much of the beginning and middle of next week. Glenn and Lou, back to you guys.
All right, the centennial of the first reconnaissance expedition to the tallest mountain on Earth is being observed in Santa Ana.
KTLA 5's Gail Anderson explores the Everest Ascent to Glory exhibit.
This exhibition celebrates the centennial, and you have lots of items here to help illustrate and teach us about what happened 100 years ago.
Yes, it's been 100 years since the first expeditions went to Mount Everest, trying to get to the peak of the mountain. We have almost 20 artifacts in this exhibition which speak to that, and 80 images, beautiful black and white, stark images. We were very fortunate to get from the National Geographic Society this model here, which shows the wonderful scale of these mountains, just the impressive feats that these climbers had to do in getting to the top.
We're looking at the kind of gentlemen I learned about in school, the kind of people who would pursue an attempt to climb Mount Everest. If it weren't for the Sherpa, those gentlemen would never have been able to do anything. And we're looking at a montage of faces of Sherpa guides, interpreters, and some climbers.
Yes, yeah, without the Sherpa, they would never have been able to make it to the mountain. They carried loads that weighed 40 to 50 pounds, hundreds and hundreds of miles just to get to the base of Everest.
And in this exhibit, we focus on two. There is Sherpa Tenzing Norgay, very important to all of this.
Yes, he's the first man, the first one or two men to successfully climb Everest in 1953. Here we're looking at him in 1936.
And then there's Karma. I love his name. His name is Karma Paul, translator.
Karma Paul, yeah, he was the translator for the expeditions between 1922 and 1938. Without him, the Englishmen and the expeditions would have had no idea what anyone was saying. We're looking here at this image of Tenzing Norgay and Sir Edmund Hillary as they climb up the mountain in 1953. Here, photographers climbed up with them to get this extraordinary shot of the two of them as they're planning for their final attempt.
Then there's what I consider the Ascent to Victory photograph.
Yes, Tenzing Norgay at the top of the mountain, and what a triumphant shot it is. It's one of the few shots on top of the mountain. There's no shot of Hillary up there, just Tenzing.
He was there too, huh?
He was, yeah, he was the one that took that photograph, and rather than give the camera to Tenzing, he decided that he would rather not be remembered up at the top. We have an object which is a piece of climbing rope found on the body of George Mallory, 1999. He was one of the climbers in the 1924 expedition who, along with his young companion Sandy Irving, had disappeared in their final attempt to get to the summit of Everest that year. And it answers the question, very likely at least, of who the first person was to get to the top of the mountain, because for a long time they had thought that Mallory might have been the first. But with this broken rope, it indicates that he and his climbing partner never left each other and likely ended up perishing together or nearby.
Everest, Ascent to Glory, the Bowers Museum in Santa Ana. Gail Anderson, KTLA 5 News.
Love those stories.
Pretty fascinating.
Well, yeah, we still have more ahead.